to this one. We've got a couple more teams now looking quite likely. Petrichor Road looked so deadly there. Is this going to be tough to maybe keep that sort of level of performance up? I mean, it was certainly a huge up point for them, but to be able to do that consistently has got to be so tricky now.
It really does. I mean, and especially after the heartbreak of doing that well and you know, not ending up finishing in first just because the way the circle ended up working. But you know,
putting my points towards them, because that's where it gets a little scary, right? But they're an exciting team to watch. Miraku doing his best to, you know, get some pull-ups in, get those chin-ups, get that workout going. There it is, the forearm strength building here for Miraku. But you're right, every team in the south is working their way in. I don't think we've seen any loss of life yet. No one getting caught on rotation. Come on, Miraku. Come on.
Why is the Observer so obsessed with Miraku right now?
There we go. Nice. Have you ever met those dudes who are into just like super into rock climbing? This is it. You know, is it bouldering or whatever? It just becomes their personality. That's Miraku right now.
Baby powder on everything, you know, as they dust up to, like, took him a little bit to get up there. Meanwhile, Savior doesn't look like he has the information he would like. I think he may have his spidey senses tingling right now. He is definitely oh yeah, he knows. Oh no, Pignons. Goodbye, sweet prince.
Yeah, look, 4AM having to work with the stand-in, it's not going to be easy. You know, do the best they can with an unfortunate set of circumstance, but it's how it's how it happens. Now, K7, of course, are going to be almost enamored with the idea of taking the space. They'd love it for now. H-Win just going to pop some shots down, but it does seem as though Pignuns will be flushed by Savior. Related to gameplay, I think it's something that I really liked about FaZe when it goes well, right? Like, I love that sort of, like, flary. It's going to be a careful one, or maybe not, maybe a little bit more dangerous. Because you've got TSM over here, you've got Soniqs as well having a little bit of a scrap of their own, and look at the amount of teams now clashing on the way to that next compound of choice. Mert with a bit of an uncomfortable pull around. Oh, no, smash. Oh, keep the vehicle grounded. He does. Can he pick up his buddy? Mert, get in. We're going. And it looks like Code Mark's going to do the same. Quick little pickup. Oh, that is very dangerous. Okay, we already have a couple of casualties now coming through. This is those mad land grabs, right? That southern, I guess, wave that came through is now going to be tricky for a couple of teams. I prefer maybe the safer approach of going those longer rotations, if you could, that is, and head towards the north side. But DA continue their mad journey forward, and it looks like they've, I don't say made it, but they're getting there. They're en route, where some teams struggling to get to that next position. Great nades coming out, getting the flushes. MCG looking like they're in all kinds of trouble here.
There we go.
From Xenon, but I mean, it was a fair bit of range. I mean, the barrel isn't meant to be good on all occasion, but it will tell you it is. Jays just flies past. Look what's right there. Sprays in gorgeous work. That's how you do it with the barrel. Making it look so simple, but another pull-up here. Svit's going to drive down. Just comfy work, but they're now starting to get a little bit of a fight back. Finally, there's a bit of damage being done. Saviour's gone, Boxlock's knocked, and now AAA are putting up some damage. He didn't see him! He did not see him!
Oh, no. Oh, Gems. Gems could have got the three-piece there, but he was just tunneled down. I don't know if he was maybe blinded by a flashbang or something. I don't know what happened there, but K7 ends up winning it. Too terribly surprising to see us get to this point with 57 still up. That is
something, but feeling maybe against that. Already LG Divine getting their fight going, but LG Divine need to work into this circle, so they can't really stray away from this. They really want to get these players gone so they can start making their way in. MCG putting up a bit of a battle themselves, but there's that nade we saw being ticked away.
Nicely done by June here. And 4AM is now crept away to the edge at least. Now it's looking like it might be Petrichor, as Petrichor is taking a little bit too long to figure out what they want to do, and they're going to have to make their way in between Soniqs and TSG. But back up north here, the fight between GEX and Divine. Turtle will get spotted out, and he's going to go down to Yan Lee. That's 2 down now for Divine, although it does look like they do get the res onto Levi's. The grenade will come out. I believe that's a grenade. Yes, it is. Going to be just a hair too late. But June is going to be the backboard for a very nice grenade. And now this could be the symbol for GEX to start pushing.
Yeah, it looks like the end for LG Divine as it stands between 4AM, GEX. There was no way in. They just kept closing that space down. Now, the problem for GX is they've got themselves surrounded. Keep your eyes on DA. Now, if Smash pushes this, it would be a little bit on his own. He's a little disconnected from the rest of the gang in this kind of wider 2-2 split. And it looks like he thought better of that. Maybe considering, well, next circle, we want to maybe make sure we're in the right position to move forward. We saw TSM looking for their way in as well. They've had a tough time on this. Okay. That's a pretty open hillside. I think we've seen a similar ending here. I may be mistaken, but we're seeing Wookie struggling quite literally to get into this circle.
He's going to end up going down to the blue here. And then Buriram, meanwhile, it looks like they're going to find a nice little angle onto Soniqs, but time for them. They need to figure out how to deal with TSM, who's just off to the north. I mean, there's a number of teams just off to their north, really, is they've got to figure out where they're going to go in the circle. 4 a.m. just going to be, oh my God. That is just a brutal roll up right there onto Evil Lee.
Yeah, a little bit of a nade goes down, but 4 a.m. have moved away from the vehicles, maybe too distracted by K7, and right to be as such. K7 we're going to have to force their way in towards this. Zenon's still there. Nade comes back out. That's a great nade, but it's a better shot already coming across the way from Leo. SKS doing the damage there, and then it just trickles away down the hillside. Now Crazy gonna at least get that flush going, but again, the kills don't really matter. Zenon's gonna be playing that little ditching Crazy. Look, we've seen the nades from 4 a.m. We don't.
You can see Buriram, the struggle of trying to figure out who to fight with, how to get into this circle, and Soniqs is actually going to be finding TSG as well, as they keep a pretty wide split on the southern side here. They've lost one. Shrimsy is down as well, and oh no, TSM's bacon. Oh dear.
Crispy. That's
well done. And not in the terminology of well played, but they're actually well done. And he's going to see if he can maybe take a few of DXG with them. DXG wrapping around, keeping the utility going. It looks like they've lost track of him now. Neil Teeth looking as well. The flashes keep going. They're just going to keep letting him push. Turn on it. There we go. Okay.
All right. Now I want to start looking at the power players here. In about 20 seconds on the next circle update, it's going to be quite divisive, I'd say. I think you start seeing now who's in the power spot when it comes to this. Towards the east, you still have DA, Tianba. Towards the north, Infantry, great compound, keep in mind, in the southeast. But if that circle does go towards, I don't know what, the west, who gets the position? It's Buriram, maybe? Okay, Buriram, I guess, are pretty strong in this. Get themselves situated, but you're right, he ain't moving. DA, though, are moving on the send. Now, at the moment, Linchen's actually not far from this. M200 just going to keep peppering away. And Linchen's going to get really close to the foot of that hill, and they're going to send over potentially another player, I'm sure, to back him up. Maybe help him out a bit here. Great nade could be doing some serious work. But the flash, he just eats the flash off the back of it. But there's that nade. Metralius, he's going to be the victim of it. Minx is there as well. You got everyone eyeing this up. This is their next big fight. That is some stunning shots from Mings. That is perfect play with the SKS. And bye-bye, DA. Another, he can't get him out of this position. Edie's kind of in a bad spot too. Mings, though, not doing so well either. We're going to get down towards our kind of like, you know, top 7 pretty soon. There's some snakes out here. They're probably going to get pushed aside. Tianba in a little bit of a spot of bother. They didn't take over that road that DA were on fast enough, it feels like. They got caught on the run-up. Fergus, I mean, the positioning is fantastic for him.
Fergus, I was watching the map here. Fergus crashed into that blind and took out 2 of Tianba. The rest of DXG took so long to get over here and provide him support. I think they just assumed he was dead. And, you know, he finally gets over there. They finally come over there, and now it's a little bit too late, as Longk is just going to, I think, die to blue here. Yep, there he goes. And now Tianba should be able to get these reses back. Also, Tianba...
And then Meta simply have, you know, lesser numbers to work with. Yeah, there's that nade. That could be a bit of damage coming through. Molly's coming out. One of them's made a bit of a mad dash for it, but maybe just to not be killed in, you know, a quick fashion more than anything. And there goes...
Try to push in because they've got to go somewhere. They're going to most likely have to go south. And right now, Buriram is between them and making it to this late game circle.
Yeah, Buriram are a problem to be dealt with. Oh, look. Again, man, these shots coming out today, people have been putting in the work. So sharp. You can't peek for a second. All right, so the nades to follow. I like that, trying to get that flush while they can. I'd use that as an opportunity to springboard forward, but I guess it's not an ideal position. They want to move further in, and Infantry just sent a couple of shots through, which is a bit of a scary prospect now that they're being kind of kept a little humbled in this. And there we go. Sparking does get found in the end, but the trade did come out, and that's Tianba. That's Prime. Only good for one, but Infantry getting just kind of felt out by everyone in the lobby at the moment, all testing the kind of waters, but they are now operating with 2 knocked. But Lou, again, this guy, he is having a moment. Now, God Meow still alive. He was the one being a bit of a nuisance, being a problem for the others. He was getting some shots across the field, but you can see Infantry getting their players back up. Lou's finally been dealt with, not flushed, but for now, not quite as scary and such an intimidating prospect. And Tianba, good time to move up on this. You want to clear the field.
Hell of a grenade from Lin Shun there. That was arced on the hillside from way downtown and managed to put it right in Shalu's lap. And that's going to be 4 a.m. cleaned out. As you said, we're down to just the 3. Infantry does manage to keep all 4 up despite Mime's best efforts. They're able to get both of those reses back up, and now Buriram just going to try to snake it out. They want Infantry and Tianba to fight here, and they want to stay alive to try to third party. That is their only win condition.
Circle-wise, Infantry good position. Lorena's off angle. Has he been spotted? I think Longskir's trying to keep a track on it, but they're kind of giving him a little bit more freedom than I like. Lorena is a dangerous player. We've already seen that before. The clutch is coming out, the damage being done. Yeah, spots out 9 for sure, no worries. And now that's an issue for Infantry. That's a side that they didn't keep in check, and now that could spiral further away. Already, though, the nade's going to be sent down towards them. Lorena in a little spot of bother here, but still being a nuisance, still being a threat. Edie then joins in. Great timing on the third party. Quick trade out, though. God Meow goes down. That's for Infantry getting the kill, keeping players up. But for Tianba, fantastic positioning and great damage coming through from this. I've got to say, Tianba have turned this around. Lorena at the helm of this. But still one player stands for Infantry. It's Longskir. That's been a 1v2 here. Has the cards to play around, but needs to isolate players somehow and work their way forward. Tianba just swiped the center spot here.
When he's using the smokes, too. He's using the smokes, he's using the cars, using the ridgeline. Any little opportunity, anything he can find to use to his advantage. Throwing out those flashbangs to prevent the push from Tianba. He's managing to stay alive for a long time here. Linshin and Mings, they're right on top of each other. None of this utility is hitting, unfortunately, for Longskir. But he's got the blue right at his back. He's going to get pushed in eventually as Mings and Linshin just trying to close this one out. Here comes the push. Oh, Mings.